life in a gym like I do and know how difficult it is and how long it takes for these skills to be mastered. And their team coach, Viktor Gavrichenko, I'm very honoured to have worked with that man who was based in the southwest of England and helped the southwestern region in their mission for high British standards, which they now achieve. And there, that half-turn Hecht to catch the top bar, and she nimbly shifts herself along the bar to suit the position, ready to pick up her dismount. The giant circle, starring the legs to miss the bar. The neat, nimble double-tuck somersault with the full twist in the second one.
The queen of the uneven bars, and 9.7 she gets for it too. Khorkina on great form there. She wasn't on such good form, let me tell you, on the second rotation, as we watch one of the other contestants here. Just bring up to date before we talk about the Dutch effort. Khorkina falling on both her vaults. So she's not absolutely perfect, but overall she has been the outstanding athlete so far.
And now the Netherlands bid on vault. As we said before, 2 vaults. Both vaults have to be marked, and the 2 totals are averaged to produce the final score.
And this, one of the members of the team that has come from the junior division, suddenly exploded onto the international scene, and now is looking in very good shape, possibly to take a medal here in these World Championships.
Yeah, the Dutch teams have been brilliant. Let's see it. And that was a similar entry that we saw Raducanu do. The round-off entry, half turn on, and there we go, half turn on, and then a 1.5 tucked somersault with the half twist exit. And she's done 2 clean vaults, but of course, as yet, we haven't seen any of the gymnasts perform a 10 tariff vault. 9/8s and 9/7s predominate. And especially when they've 2 vaults to do, and they really can't risk throwing a 10 tariff if they can't produce it very, very well, because being an average situation, it would drastically affect the score. Low on the landing, but from a start value of 9.5 on both occasions, drawing an average of 8, in excess of 8.9.
Just explain the start value for those who are switching into this sport for the first time, Lily.
That is the amount of marks the gymnasts offer the judges.
In other words, that will be their maximum mark for that particular vault. They can't get 10 out of 10 because the vault wouldn't be difficult enough.
And they're the piked Cuervo. And the Dutch team have really made an amazing appearance. That Gabrielle Wammes. And Gabriella producing a handspring there, half turn with the feet into the back somersault piked, which is called a Cuervo. And just look at the acceleration. They don't have a restricted run-up, as do the men. And planting the arms nice and solidly and straight on this vaulting table, used for the first time in international events. So we're seeing history in the making here at this World Championships.
The way they run up, it looks as if it's do or die, but of course it has to be done under total control, in fact.
It's all about transfer of momentum, so that the faster they sprint down the runway, the second they hit that board, the shoulders accelerate, as do the feet, and that is what the whole technique of the movement is based on. Without speed, it just can't be done.
Speed, but still with control.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Timing, power, strength, heel lift. They need rotation, thrust, wise use of the heels, wise use of the shoulder angle. And there we saw the Yurchenko. It's called Yurchenko because in 1983, a superb Soviet gymnast called Natalia Yurchenko, for the first time approached the vault run. Instead of face on, feet first, she preceded the vault with a round off. And so she was the innovator of this entrance. See the cartwheel with the quarter turn, then she did a half turn in the flick-flack phase, and 1.5 somersaults in the piked position.
Nice vault. Gabriela Wammes, the second of her vaults, and the score is the average of the two, the final score. And you'll see there again the start value for that woman, 9.5. That was the maximum she could have scored for it, 9.5. She actually scores 9.131, or I beg your pardon, that was the average of the two vaults, 9.131. A little complicated, but they like to give us things to think about, the judges.
And Verona van der Leer, the highest of the Dutch performers, really has been challenging both Raducanu and Corkina in this championship. And she's not 16 until December, so she's only in this event by a mere 4 days. So a very young gymnast, demonstrating incredible difficulty. And the Netherlands haven't been formally a huge gymnastic nation, so to produce talent of this level is superb.
And in such a short time.
Well, I think it's been on the cards for quite a few years, because they have had juniors achieving great things over many years, but they've never managed to hold on to them. But this time they've held on to them. And there we've got the Yurchenko with a double twist. That's got a start value of 9.8 and a healthy 9.4.
These World Championships, and here's Ashley Miles for the United States. The men got themselves in the medals. Can the girls do the same? Incidentally, the American team here, the only one who's using all 6 of their athletes within their team as part of the competition. Just a reminder that for each apparatus they have to choose 3 of their competitors. And the Americans across the 4 pieces of apparatus using every member of their team.
Yes, which shows tremendous strength in depth. So the challenge is on for the Americans to match the men, if they can, and get into the medals. In Sabai in 95 they won the bronze, and earlier in Dortmund they were in silver medal position, so that's their best in World Championships on the team front. Of course, the Magnificent 7 in Atlanta aren't far from our memories, when the Americans took the great team title on their home ground. But now they are producing superb results out of the United States. Double Arabian somersault to open. And a very powerful team. We seem to be going into a new era in women's gymnastics. We're not looking for the prepubescent stick insects. We've got very much women in front of our eyes, which is great for the sport, providing that they manage their physiques and do the correct body preparation and make sure that they don't put their joints under unnecessary strain. Then that's great for them and not too harmful for their bodies.
More dance than gymnastics in that part of the performance here.
Well, for the first time, the word artistic has been given more emphasis, and there is actually a 3/10 specific bonus for artistry. So it's very important for the gymnast to try her best to produce good quality gymnastics, not just trickery.
And that was the best of Ashley Miles. Some very good little tumbling sequences there. And a nod from the coach, and number 245 goes back to her place as the Americans try to keep up the challenge. In 3rd place at the halfway point here, behind the Romanians and the Russians.
Very well spotted double Arabian in the first tumble. Double layout.
Just stepped back onto the edge of the floor.
And that was 2.5 twist into that somersault. Now, I'm sure that somersault was supposed to be piked, and she had very slack knees, and she will be heavily penalised. And then another double somersault piked. So 3 double somersaults within that exercise, and we will be